accent,
I heard it. I definitely heard it.
right? It's all you gotta have, and a smile.
Oh, we're live. Hey, everybody on Facebook. I'm pretty sure nobody's watching yet, but we still live. I'm gonna pull my page up so I can see.
I was gonna say I don't even know where to look for it because you know me, computers.
So we're streaming to the Floor Masters Pro, my group, and the Floor Masters podcast page, and also Floor Masters podcast page on YouTube channel. Hey everybody that's maybe possibly tuning in. We are getting ready to prepare to give you some amazing content on a very specific topic. I haven't hit record yet, so don't worry about it because we got to go through the whole spiel. This is a live recording, and I got a very special guest. Y'all see her. If you know her, you know her. But if you don't, you will find out just how special she is today. So let's get started. I'm gonna press record, and we're gonna get it rolling. JD, what's up?
What's going on, buddy? Like this.
Hey, everybody. I am your host, Anthony Moses, the owner of Simply Intricate Designs, the number one flooring contractor in Baton Rouge. Judge your grandmother. I said it. I'll keep saying it. It's just going to be what's going to be. Thank y'all for tuning in. We have another amazing show, an amazing guest, an amazing topic, and I can't wait to dive in. So I'm going to introduce the guest and let her tell all about herself, all about her company, where she comes from, how she does it, why she does it, where she does it, and why. Katie Sue, please, please do us a favor. Introduce yourself. I don't want to give you too much, too many different accolades because I'm sure it comes with many more. But please introduce yourself to the people.
My name's Katie Marcotte, and I live in Otisfield, Maine. My partner Eric and I have a tile installation business, and I'm also pretty actively involved in the industry, greater flooring industry, but the NTCA, I'm an ambassador and a board member. And that's
That reminds me, not to cut you off, Katie. That reminds me that we didn't shout out the sponsors. Our sponsors for the show, the National Tile Contractor Association. Shout out to NCA. If you don't know about the NTCA, you better learn yourself because there are plenty of opportunities for education, networking. Who knows what else is there to do with the NTCA, Katie?
um, kind of closely related to it is the um, oh god, the CTI is what, CTEF, right?
CTEF.
So
CTEF
CTEF,
and CTIs. That's a way that you can get certified as a tile installer, which is an amazing opportunity. Some people don't think that it's worth anything, but I think otherwise. I have recently become certified, and I think it's amazing. Other people should check it out. The National Tile Contractor has so much to offer to up and coming contractors. Learn yourself. So back to you. Tell us about how long you been in business.
we've been in business for about 9 years doing all flooring, and then um, probably probably 3 or 4 um, doing it solely, well, not solely tile, but pretty close, only doing other things if it's part of a job where we're doing tile. um, yeah, but I've been in the trade since I graduated high school in one form or another, and kind of grew up in them. So
Amazing, amazing. So that means y'all been doing heavy tile work for about 4 years.
yes, heavy.
Heavy, heavy.
Keyword. It's getting heavier every day.
Absolutely, I think that's amazing, Katie. We've talked plenty off air and now on air. Um, And I know that you guys are a stand-up company. I like to change the narrative when it comes to contractors because many people don't look at it as a company, but you are a tile contracting company. I think that's important to specify because your customer or consumers need to understand that this is a company, not a truck, not a guy with tools. It's a company.
Yes.
Um, so that brings us to the topic. Our topic for today is going above and beyond and winning the bid. So, Katie has an amazing story to share with us about going above and beyond and winning the bid. And before she tells her story, I'd like to mention that Katie is the first contractor guest on the show for a while. We went to bringing on the consumers, customers that's telling their stories, whether good or bad, about their experience. And now we're going to flip back to the contracting company side to let y'all see how going above and beyond can help you win the bid and how you can select the right contracting company as a consumer. So, Katie, please bless us with this amazing story.
Well, first of all, Eric and I belong to several community organizations, the American Legion being one of them. We were there a couple weeks ago at a celebration of life for an older gentleman that, had passed. And we ended up passing out like 4 or 5 business cards. And this really cute old lady named Lorraine, who we've known for years there, lost her husband a couple years ago. And she's kind of, what do you call it? She goes down to Florida in the winters up here. And her whole water line blew in her house. And it destroyed like the entire house, basically. New kitchen, all new flooring, new bathroom. It like rotted the subfloor. Like it ruined everything. And so she called us over to look at the tile, and we weren't there for long and could see, just how out of her league she was, where it was an insurance claim. They wanted 2 bids for everything, but she doesn't know, all the little things that to include in a bid. Like there had been self-leveler that had been taken up to, all those stupid little things. And we recently started to do whole bathroom renovations and stuff. So we just offered to GC the whole thing, find her another contractor,
That's
find her
big.
another quality contractor to bid against us. And even if she didn't use us, we're just going to help
Oh,
her
wait,
get those.
wait. You said that you went and found another company to bid against you?
Yes.
That's not common, Katie. What? Please break that. Why would you do that?
Well, first of all, I wanted her to be able to get a fair amount from her insurance company. If some handyman, comes in and he doesn't have stuff covered, if he doesn't know what the scope of work should be due to inexperience, then she suffers for it. She doesn't get as much. And even if she wanted to use us, she would be paying out of pocket way more for no good reason. And just the workmanship wouldn't be as good. So it's to our benefit, to different people. When we're too busy, we throw work back and forth. So it was kind of like whoever gets it, cool, but at least it's going to somebody that's doing quality work and charging similar prices to us, collaborating.
More collab. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Katie, for saying the word. Elaborating. So you don't have to mention the company's name unless you like to, because we only speak of companies when we're saying good things about them. We don't talk about the bad companies. We don't talk about names and bad experiences. We only mention the good ones. So, is this a company that you are familiar with? Y'all usually work together. How did that work with you choosing who was gonna bid against you?
Well, there was only one that I thought could handle it in her timeline. And it's a very, very close friend of mine. They do they do remodels but they don't necessarily do the tile. So even so, we probably still would have gotten the tile, or they would have just gotten the whole job, which was fine with me too. But it's a pretty good friend of ours. I've been in the trades, I guess, so long that, you're jumping around doing different things. You just kind of meet everybody. It's kind of why we started GCing. But yeah, so you just kind of know some folks that you think you could trust this old lady with. I shouldn't call her an old lady.
Elderly, I guess.
I don't even think elderly, man. Her age, I guess she fits as elderly, but she moves better than
But
I
she's
do.
lively. She's a lively one.
She is a live wire. Yes, she is. She's awesome.
Seasoned. That's what they call them. Seasoned.
Seasoned. But yeah, so she just, she was obviously thankful for that. And then I said, well, why don't we take it one step further? Because trying to send somebody like her to the kitchen shop, like everywhere by herself, even if she's not GCing it. So we just offered to go pick her up. So we just set aside a day and went and picked Lorraine up, and drove out to a couple tile stores and a kitchen and bath store and picked out every single thing that she needed. So, and then, sent our bid in to her and the insurance company. Eric started talking to the insurance company for her. So he kind of created a relationship with that guy too. And this was all with the understanding that there was absolutely, for this particular lady, because we knew her and know her situation, she doesn't have to use us. But she's expressed that she, definitely is. She'll pay whatever extra, that they don't cover or anything. So.
All right. All right. You're trying to breeze through it as if it's normal. We gotta go back in the story. You and your partner, your husband, said that you guys were going to make it a point to go pick up a potential customer to take them to shop, or a potential job that you that you gave her an an opposing company to bid against you in. Is this what I heard?
Yes. We went out to
Yes.
lunch and had drinks after too.
Ooh, a party.
Well, I mean, we did meet at the Legion, and I don't know who's familiar with Legions, but I don't think there's an American Legion that isn't centered around at least one big bar.
Right,
So
right.
that's just what we do. We couldn't have lunch without a drink after all that shopping.
Let's you got some more applause coming to you. Everybody. Yeah, let them roll. Because I don't know. Me personally, I'm sure whoever might be watching does not know companies that are going to pick people up after they have given themselves competition. Not necessarily competition because it was collaborative, but collaborative competition. Taking them to lunch, taking them to shop, and to party, like pretty much. I don't know of any contracting company. And I think that's real specific to say because there's big companies all over the place. Walmart could probably do that for you. Best Buy could probably do that for you. But a contracting company generally doesn't have enough money to do stuff like that. Not for potential customers. If this was a for sure bid that somebody made a deposit on, that's a different case. But y'all went out the way to pick this seasoned woman up, take her to get something to eat and to shop. That's that's huge. I don't know if the listeners would listen and say, "Well, my contractor didn't do that," because it's not common. Because you didn't have to.
Right. It is. So I wouldn't necessarily do that for everybody without, any expectation of pay at all. But something that I have started and always do as part of our value that I sell is we always go down to the tile store and help choose tile now. I don't send anybody down there by themselves.
I am the same way.
It's worth my time. Otherwise, I'm going to spend the same amount of time like talking about profiles. What's a profile? Like, there's too many things inside of a shower, say. It just is. There would be too many questions later. So I find that it's actually a lot more worth my while to go choose tile with all of them.
Did y'all find what y'all were looking for?
Yeah, she was really good. She's not indecisive like me. So we got everything done. And then like I said, because of her situation, this lady happened to have just gotten done taking care of her husband with Alzheimer's for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And she was a stay-at-home mom. This is an older generation. And she's kicking ass at being independent, but taking on an entire house reno while she's living in a garage space is just, it didn't
Right.
seem right to us. So a little bit of a different situation, but
So
yeah,
that sounds like it goes deeper than a company client relationship. That's a community thing, like taking care of
absolutely.
people around you that need help.
Yeah, even most of our advertising. I've actually talked to Kyle. Is Kyle Hadeen? It's just
Kyle
Kyle.
Hadeen, Kyle, he should be watching because I tagged
Hadeen.
him. What's
He,
up,
he,
Kyle? You better still
Hadeen.
be watching.
Hadeen. He. Anyways, we were just talking about that a couple weeks ago. Um, yeah, I'm losing my train of thought trying to
That's
think of.
okay. We were talking about how you guys just went above and beyond for this customer. Y'all
Oh,
found the
yeah, our
materials that they need.
advertising. Most of our advertising does not have our name hooked to it at all. Probably, I would say 10% of our advertising is actually has our name on it. We, like support community children theater. We'll sponsor a theater in the summer for a couple $1,000s, different things, and
Right.
we don't we don't promote it. There's 3 or 4 people, younger people, and even a 10-year-old kid that races at the local speedway. Eric loves racing and always has. So, it comes back to you when you support your community. Sorry.
No, that was me.
But, so even if we help Lorraine within this community, Lorraine is going to sell, like, first of all the old ladies are going to go to her apartment and they're going to look and say, oh, that looks so nice and so new. And even if we didn't get the job, which we did, even if we didn't, she's still going to sing our praises that how much we helped her and everything. And I
Because
think
you showed her that you cared, not just about making money or her project, but you cared about her as a person. You cared about her situation in life. You cared about what she cared about.
absolutely. And, I we try to always care about the customer, show that we do. Um, Eric's been hearing a lot lately that he's really passing a vibe check, which I thought was really funny. We're starting to get young enough clients, so the wording is that he went to a job
Oh,
last week
okay,
and the guy's like,
okay.
"We're using you. I like your vibe." He hadn't even given a price. I'm like, "You're going to sell them all now, then, dear."
Oh yeah, we selling vibes now. Like,
I know he's selling his vibes.
but see, you know what? And I think that's important for customers to hear, for our consumers to hear, because that's really how they shop with us. They say, man, you know what? I feel like I can trust you, or I feel like I've known you for a while. What you know what? That price don't really matter, and I don't really want to shop with anybody else right now. Can we just stay friends and you go in the bathroom and do the time? Like that's what it becomes. People just saying like, man, you just a down to earth person, and I thought I was hiring somebody, but I'm I made a friend today. That lady's probably gonna call you back and be like, I was ready to go get lunch and I was trying to see if y'all was hungry.
Yeah, we get invited to people's pools and their yearly barbecues, and that's not uncommon. People say not to cross that line with people. I don't say friend somebody on Facebook after doing their house, but everything of mine is set to public. If you want to friend me, or I like to, if people go to our website and our Facebook page, I want them to be able to come to my Facebook page and see the pictures of my kids and dogs and the different things that we do in the community, because people want to, if they have to pay money, they'd still want to see it go into a good place, even if they get something for it, even if they get the best person in the world. If that person they just don't really like, it's still at the end when they cut the check, it doesn't feel as good as, you know, if your money's going somewhere that you think is a good place.
That brings me to the question of pricing. I heard you say you in the end won the job, but for a company like you all that goes above and beyond, pricing wise, I'm sure you're not the cheapest. How are you trying to be competitive? When people ask what the quote is, are you trying to send a number to fit their budget? Are you sending a number that encapsulate the value? How is the pricing structure for Modern Tile?
Well, when I first speak to them, it's usually over the phone. If I can get them to send me a couple pictures and everything, I can get a general idea and then ask them, you know, how fancy is the shower going to be? I have a price sheet that says niches are say $500, a bench is $500, so they can get a pretty good idea, just talking to me right over the phone. And if they seem to be really hesitant or something, I can dial it back, change the scope, you know, and work with them that way. But we definitely are not even close to the cheapest. No, well, I would say that we're probably past competitive, but we're for a different type of customer, I guess. But yeah, you can always work with people anyways, changing the scope of work. I think we discussed on the phone. I think one of the worst things a contractor could do is snap back at a homeowner that questions the price. Because I mean, we all have limits. We can go look at a car, really want this car, right? And not have the budget for it. But why can't we ask the car salesman if they have that same model of car with a few less options? Like, it's a thing. So as long as you have a decent base price, you know,
Right.
you're not starting your shower out at $1,000 or something, then you have you have a lot you could shave off because you're shaving a lot of time off. So if your add-ons correlate properly to your hours that you're putting into them, you're not really losing because you should be done with the job sooner.
Brings us to a whole different point, but we're not going to touch that one today because that's an episode in itself. An episode in itself. But what it sounded like from you was that that pricing is not the main factor with your type of customers. I heard you say that it's going to be a specific type of customer, and that's your company is not for everyone. And I want listeners, the consumers, the homeowners, the people that are seeking out the contracting companies to hear this. Every company does not have to structure their prices based on every other company. The good ones are generally more. They generally come with more rules. They generally come with more value. And they also break things down a lot more. You get a little more for the money. And it turns out being a fair price instead of just a higher cost. Be very careful of making your selection based just on a budget, because companies like Katie's will be coming and fixing someone's problem and charging you more money. Not an outrageous price, not getting over on you, just charging the appropriate amount for the project because someone else came and gave you a budget job. So I want every one of our listeners to remember that. Please do not. Don't call somebody to your house knowing how much money you have in your pocket, in your bank account, in your wallet to spend, and waste their time by saying, how much do you charge? Instead of just saying, I only have this to spend, what does that get me? Because in any other store, that's how the transaction goes. Do not call the quality company and waste their time on a bid. just to say, oh, that's too high, or not even respond. Because when you need that company, they might not answer.
Right?
So
This.
always keep this in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard for people to wrap their heads around the value sometimes with a contractor where, you know, if it's just a simple exchange, a car or something like that, you know, a computer, people will spend more time researching every aspect of a computer when they don't know anything about computers. And I know this because I do it.
Right.
You know, like you never buy the cheapest computer. You know, everybody knows you don't do that. You don't buy the cheapest. Well, maybe some people do, but generally,
Somebody does.
there are things in life that everybody would rather pay for better quality so it lasts longer, or, you know, generally, everybody has something at least. And I think as contractors, we don't gain the trust of people very well. Maybe too many people have been burned, but I don't think no matter how many times someone's been burned, the more they have, the more of a chance you have to show them the value because they know what a shitty contractor looks like already.
Absolutely. Oh, they should. Like that. They should.
You know what I like, you know, if you're saying I'm taking my dirty water away and dust protection, you know, if you've listed all those things as part of your scope of work, which I do, you know, in a contract, there's a scope of work, and I am signing my name to it saying that you're not going to walk in and see a mess. You're not going to see water poured in your yard. You know, that actually all goes into the contract in the scope of work. And I think that makes people feel a little more comfortable. Like she didn't even just say it, like a lifetime warranty.
Wrote it down.
Yeah, lifetime workmanship warranty. Like we really will show up. We'll even sign a paper saying so. Like our contracts are just as much protecting the customer as ourselves. And I think that helps land contracts too when they look at it and they go, oh, like they're really like this is a legal thing. This isn't just what I have to do. This is like they're committing to doing these things.
Right. Sounds like everybody should have got a taste of what a real quality contracting company should be like. And just the options that you get. Like, I, am blown away by the fact that you brought your own competition. Like, that's crazy to me. It's genius, but it's crazy to me only because I wasn't expecting it. But, we got a question over here. David says, I just hopped in because I normally never catch the comments, but I got to address this one. And David says, at what point do you feel that it's standard? I can only assume that he's talking about your actions. Like, at what point do you feel like the things that you're doing are a standard? Like,
in my area, they're not going to be standard for quite some time. And I think it's true for your area too. Like any building, any kind of value into anything. They're very transactional with contractors still here in Maine for sure. So for our company, it is standard. I mean, not taking every single person that ever calls us out for a full day and everything.
absolutely.
Like, Lorraine was a special case because we're already involved in that community of people already volunteering in that aspect. But as far as, you know, me going to a tile store, helping to choose tile, and, you know, dust protection, all that I would say is standard for us, but it's not standard for the area. So I'm putting it in the scope of work because I don't think anybody else around me does. Or I can't say, depends on what you say around me.
Maine, not the majority.
It's huge. Like, you know, my tile friends are 5 hours away from me. So in my direct area, there's not a ton of people that are, you know, staying that clean and being that attentive and, you know, picking up people's trash. Like if they have a big old box or something in their garage, I've talked about this with Jim Upton. Like you always bring you always bring, if you have, you're hauling trash away anyway. So if they get a box and some styrofoam in their garage or something, you just grab it, just take it.
Right.
You know, a bureau, whatever. Dave
I
Sanders
think.
done it. Took a bunch of people's cabinets. Like I remember a
Oh wow,
story.
just taking trash. Like,
Yeah, like he took a lot though, like a lot of weight. Like a box is just, being
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So
But I mean, it's those type of actions that brought about this whole episode. Just going above and beyond and winning bids based on it, because people will expect that from you, and they'll say, "I don't want any other option. Like, I want the company that I'm paying this money to do all these things that you do, and because I don't have any other option to get it, I guess you got the job."
that's kind of, yeah, especially if somebody will work with them and, change the scope of work. You can get pretty creative with people. And I feel like they feel like that's a spirit of cooperation. I mean,
Right.
it's all in how you put it out to them too. Like we discussed before, I don't mention budget, but I'm like, well, you can go less fancy. I mean, how fancy do you want to be?
I always use the analogy. I always use the analogy of Taj Mahal. Be like, are we going like Taj Mahal bathroom? Or are we doing like racetrack, like restroom bathroom?
Right.
Racetrack. I love your bathrooms. No disrespect. It's all good. Please, I don't want no trouble. All right. Katie, I think you blew it out the water. No, I know you blew it out the water, and we banged it out in 30 minutes. Listeners got an opportunity to hear what a company that cares about their customers are willing to do in some cases. Listeners got to hear how important it is to be aware of what your consumers' needs are instead of just focusing on the project or on the price. They also got to hear about how philanthropy is a part of business, because you said that majority of you guys ads don't have your name in it. It's just being a part of the community and growing relationships get you those connections with people that you can go and possibly have lunch with sometimes. Like, you're probably the opportunity where somebody might reach out to you and say, "Hey, you know what? We want to bid, but let's do it over lunch. My treat." Like, I think everyone got to see how going above and beyond actually is standard, because it's what customers want. And some companies just don't know how to express it or provide it. But we know who does, and that's Katie Sue. And Katie, do me a favor, shout out yourself again. Let these people know where they can find you. If they want to reach out and hire you, how they can hire you. Somebody might want to get you all the way in Louisiana, and I'll absolutely let it happen. Not as if I can stop it, but let these people know how they can get some shout outs, how they can tag you, follow you, give them all your handles.
I'm Katie Sue on Facebook, and my company is Made Modern Tile on Facebook, mademoderntile.com. And friend me, message me anytime, even other installers with questions. But I'm more than happy to give quotes and stuff over the phone too. For anybody.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Katie. Before we get off, for all of our viewers, all of our listeners, I just want to let y'all know that we got Floor Masters jerseys being ordered these days. You can get them customized how you want them. This is mine because I am the voice. You see how I did that? You see the voice. That's why I got this one on mine. But our online store is down now. But if you want to support the show, DM me on how I get a jersey.
I'm getting a jersey.
I can put your name on it. There's all kind of colors. Show some support to the Floor Masters podcast, so we can get bigger and better and bring you more amazing content like this and amazing people like this. Y'all call Katie because clearly she has like the scoop on how to be a big time company.
Get us a job down there. Winter's coming. I don't want to be here.
All right, come get some of this heat.
Do some
Heat.
collaboration.
I love, you know me, I love collaboration. Hey man, thank y'all for tuning in. Please tell somebody that you know that needs to hear this about the episode on going above and beyond and winning the bids. If y'all been losing bids, take some tips from Katie and you might pull one off. You got it in your budget for a lunch and a drink. Hey, you might pull it off. Visit the website. No, it's down now. Damn it. Keep following. Keep following. Subscribe. That's what I needed to say. Subscribe. Don't just watch. Subscribe. Hit that button. Hit that button. It helps people like Katie keep doing what she's doing. Okay, not me. It's not about me. It's about my guest. About my guest. Katie needs more t-shirts. She needs more marketing. She needs more advertising. She got another lunch to buy. Somebody has to pay for that. Thank y'all for tuning in. Katie, always a pleasure talking to you. I cannot wait to get off of this so I can ask you some more questions. We might bring you back for another episode because you mentioned a whole nother topic that we're going to have to tune into. So, again, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for your service to America because that's how I see it. It's not just your community. Everybody doesn't have to have a gun in their back to be serving our people. You are doing it. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to keep surprising you. Go check. DM me for a jersey. DM me for a jersey while we jam out. Katie, tell them bye.
Bye.
Bye. Another amazing episode.